Hi. So here we are now, 4 months into this lockdown. So we're the middle of July 17th. Um, and the biggest talked about issue at the moment is masks. And we're being told we have to wear masks on buses. We have to wear masks in shops, supermarkets especially. Um, and it seems quite normal to a lot of people. A lot of people just say, "All right, we've got to wear masks," and they're going out and wearing masks. And then you have the other side of the population that are actually questioning, why do we have to wear masks? I'm one of those people in particular. Now I'm asthmatic and I have breathing difficulties. I'm quite often checked for COPD. Um, Touch wood. Luckily, I'm not diagnosed with COPD, but my asthma is quite severe. And I know, and I've been told, wearing a mask is detrimental to my health. You're actually inhaling toxins back into yourself, keeping the temperature hot, and there are issues with wearing a mask. Um, I actually phoned my local GP and asked if there was such a thing as an exemption certificate for me not to wear a mask. I was looking for any support that I could get to enable me not to wear a mask if it came to it. The receptionist said they're actually waiting for clarification from the government at the moment that will not be released till the 20th. Now we know compulsory mask wearing is from the 24th of July. So it doesn't leave a lot of time for people to be notified health-wise that they don't have to wear these masks and for them to actually get their certificate to use as in proof. 4 days is not a lot, especially, even for a small town like Skelmersdale, never mind the whole of the country or the world, as it were. So that seems a major issue. Nothing seems to be organised quickly enough. Everything to drag the heels on everything. So 4 days we're going to have should that come to fruition. You've already got shops coming out like Primark today, releasing statements saying even people with exemption certificates or other proof that they medically or legally don't have to wear these masks. Primark are now saying, we don't care what certificates you've got, we don't care what proof or health issues you've got due to wearing masks. If you don't wear a mask, you ain't coming in our store. I believe that one was actually issued by Wigan Primark, which is my local, because we don't actually have one in Skelmersdale as of yet. And I think that's absolutely diabolical. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big Primark shopper. Um, it drives me mad when you get people, especially activists, fighting over this issue and that issue, and a lot of them are stood there dressed in Primark clothing. Um, could be classed as slave clothing, and underage children actually producing that, and the working conditions, etc., etc. Um, and I found it quite annoying that everyday people that actually class themselves as activists actually walking around and wearing clothes from Primark and giving them their money. I just found that highly confusing. Um, the mask issue is highly confusing within itself. The whole coronavirus lockdown and everything is just a total ball of confusion. Um, so we're being told we can go to football matches as from October. We can mingle in these crowds, in sports facilities mainly. Um, there are still rules that crowds can't gather more than a certain amount of people. I believe it's six now, is it? Can't gather in crowds. But when money's involved and when it becomes a sport such as football, baseball, all these big high cash generating sports, all of a sudden in October people can meet now and go in these crowds, and I just think, you know, how obvious does it look? You know, these sports are losing money because people can't mingle in crowds. Yet all of a sudden we're allowed to now because they're feeling the kick. Um, these sports are used as distraction for the masses. You know, it keeps them from looking at this political agenda. It keeps them looking at anything else that they might be looking at now during this lockdown period. Um, as I've discussed before, you know, I try to look at the truth side of things, and I try to delve a bit deep and do a bit of research now and again if I can. Um, and I do have strong opinions about certain things. On my Facebook page, just as an example, I've been fighting fracking, fighting pollution in my local town. Um, some people have listened, and some people have, you know, took it on and took the baton themselves and done their own work. Other people have looked at me as this like weirdo in the town, you know, what you talking about, and just get on with your life and stop looking for problems and things, you know. So we fought a landfill, unfortunately we lost. We fought fracking, fabulous. I feel as if we won at the moment, although it may be only down to the traffic light system. I do believe that's a fight we've won, and fracking isn't happening in the UK at the moment. And I do believe countries like America and everywhere else are having major, major problems with fracking because the investments are so low. But there are still environmental issues where those wells are leaking into the atmosphere of the surrounding areas and will cause deaths and will cause issues. And due to the insurance policies not being in place and the clean-up campaigns actually being run properly, you know, that gunk, them chemicals, that poison is still polluting those areas. And we will have that in Blackpool, we will have that in Manchester, we will have that in Southport, we will have it in the landfill in Skelmersdale. Luckily enough, those frac sites haven't been set up in Skelmersdale, so we won't have clear up and leakage issues to deal with, but the rest of the world will. Getting back to the coronavirus issue, um, it seems quite positive at the moment, and people are thinking, right, okay, things are slowly getting back to normal. I mean, personally, my husband actually comes off furlough as from Monday, goes back onto full pay, and goes about his proper normal weekly activities for work. His is 6 days a week, from 4 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. It's long, hectic hours, but he's glad to be back there to do his job for the full-time pay. We've been surviving on the furlough pay. We had to ask the mortgage people for a freeze in the mortgage, and as from this month we start paying our mortgage again, so we're thankful that he's on full rate as from Monday, because that would be a lot, you know, a big chunk of our money cut out from the furlough pay if we're still on that. So as I say, things are looking a little bit more positive. You know, people are thinking, oh, I can start going to a football match. I'll start getting paid full wage from work. We can go to a restaurant. We can go to a pub. We can do this. Although there are extenuating circumstances, we're only allowed so many in a pub. We're only allowed so many in a restaurant. But yet we can have thousands crowding towards the football ground, you know, this distraction tactic of the sport. Oh, thousands, bring your mum, bring your nan, bring all your friends, yeah, everyone's welcome. It's just, I find it totally bizarre, you know, people are losing businesses left, right and centre. But yeah, people are thinking, okay, are we going to get back to some sort of normality? Now, on the same token, we've been told, well, you can't go to the supermarket without a mask, you can't do this, you can't do that. And we're being told, come November, December time, there's going to be, whether you call it phase 2 or phase 3 of the coronavirus lockdown. And it's supposed to be more severe. The restrictions are supposed to be more severe, and we're supposed to expect a lot more deaths than have visibly been seen, and it's supposed to be the worst thing we've seen in our lifetime. And this is hanging over us, you know. When's this second phase coming? When's all these deaths expected? Are we at risk, you know? And it's all a play factor, you know. So we're being told wear the mask. So excuse me if this is crude and you think I'm being crude, but we all know when you pass wind, when you fart, it'll travel through your underwear, it'll travel through your jeans, through your skirts, through whatever material you're wearing. And, you know, can often be a smell, or someone will hear the noise, or feel a gasp of air. Now, that might sound crude, but if you're wearing a little flimsy mask, spittles will come through that mask, droplets of water. You know, if you're just wearing a piece of cotton, piece of denim, whatever, it's not protecting you. That scenario of passing wind has just explained, you know, that's 2-3 layers, and that air expulsion is still in the air for that person next to you to bear witness to. So your mask isn't going to protect you. There are different levels of masks. There are masks that are worn in surgery. There are different levels of masks, but the masks that people are wearing are not going to help in or out. So they're not going to help you not breathe in a virus, and they're not going to help you not exhale that virus on the people whose company you're in at the time. There are certain ones that will stop you breathing in the virus, but they don't stop you exhaling the virus to the people around you. So, you know, these rules, you have to wear a mask. For what purpose are we wearing this mask? You know, well, I certainly won't be wearing a mask. For what purpose are we being asked to wear a mask? We know it's not going to protect you. We know it can cause health issues. What is the purpose? Subservience? So why aren't people questioning this subservience? Why aren't people saying, you know, well, if it's not protecting me, why am I wearing it? It's just to give the nod to say, you are doing what you were told to do. I don't mind doing what I'm told to do, so long as I know as an intelligent person what I'm doing is not going to bring harm to me, and is not going to bring harm to my family or anyone around me. I know wearing a mask is not going to keep me or my family safe. And I know I'm not going to wear it just to be subservient. It doesn't make sense. It's a ball of confusion. Um, it sounds strange me saying this, but I've actually half enjoyed the lockdown. I'd say more than half. I've had my family around me. I've had my husband off work. You know, more holidays than he's ever had. Being able to do jobs around the house, being able to just spend time together, has been fabulous. And the same with my youngest son being at home. You know, spend a lot of time together and enjoy each other's company. Um,